Hello students, welcome to CMI's online classes, and this video is for class 9, chapter number 7, diversity in living organisms. And in our previous videos we talked about different diversity of why we need to classify organisms. Then we talked about classification of plants. Then in classification of animals we talked about invertebrates, and we also talked about protochordata. That means they are the link between invertebrates and the vertebrates. And in this video we will talk about vertebrates. That means those organisms which have a vertebral column or the spinal cord. So vertebrates or vertebrata. Vertebrates are grouped into 5 classes. They are Pisces, that means fishes, okay, amphibians, then we have reptiles, aves, that means mostly birds, and mammalia or mammals. That means those organisms which have a mammary gland. Okay, so these we will discuss one by one. We have a few basic features like vertebrates means with backbone. Okay, amphibians cold-blooded and breathe with lungs and gills. They have a moist skin. They lay eggs. Then we have birds. They are warm-blooded. They lay eggs. They don't have limbs, but they have wings. Okay. Then we have fishes. They are cold-blooded and they breathe through gills. We have mammals. They are warm-blooded, have hairs, give birth to young ones. Okay, and breathe with lungs. Then we have reptiles. They are also cold-blooded and breathe with lungs. They have a dry skin or scaly skin, we can say. So we all will discuss one by one in a more precise way. So let's start with Pisces or fishes. So as we all know, fishes, they mostly live in water. Okay. And a few basic features we know, that they have fins, they have scales, okay, but we have other differentiation also. So they are fishes living in water. Their skin is covered with scales or plates. And why so? Why the skins are covered with scales? Because to prevent it from water, because water decomposes the things and these scales help them to remain dry, and they respire using gills mostly. But in case of other animals like whale, okay, they also live in water, but they are not included in this group. Okay, they are mammals. We will talk later. So they have a streamlined body and fins which help them to move in water. They are cold-blooded and their heart has only 2 chambers. So what do you mean by cold-blooded and warm-blooded? So cold-blooded animals, they can't regulate the temperature. As for example, if we feel cold, what we will do? We regulate our temperature naturally. It's not that we have to go to warmer places. Okay, we can regulate our body temperature, but it is not in the case of fishes. If they feel cold, they have to move towards warmer places, and if they feel hot, they have to move to the colder place. Okay, and we have 4-chambered heart, but fishes have only 2-chambered heart. They lay eggs from which the young ones hatch out. Some fishes have skeleton made of cartilage, like shark. That's why they can move. Cartilage means it is like a skeleton only, but it's not that hard. Okay, harder. It's not hard. It's flexible. Sharks, rays, and some have skeleton made of bones and cartilages like tuna, rohu, etc. So example we have shark, tuna, electric ray, stingray, and rohu. Okay, these are all included in fishes. Then let's come to amphibians or amphibia. So they are found in land and water. Okay, so they do not have scales but have mucous gland on the skin. So that gland helps them to survive both in land and water. They are cold-blooded, means they also can't regulate the body temperature, and the heart is three-chambered, means the heart is divided into three blocks. Respiration is through gills or lungs, and they lay eggs in water only. Okay, so how come that amphibians have gills or lungs? It's not that they have both. Okay, that means in the initial stage of their development, that means if the frog is of tadpole, they have gills so that they can survive in water, and if they grow to an adult, they use lungs. Okay, example we have frogs, toads, salamanders. Okay, frog and toads are common, but salamanders are found mostly in the moist area. Moist area means where rainfall is more. Okay, and it is a very rare species. It is being preserved by the government also. Okay, so these are all included in amphibians. Then we have reptiles. Reptiles, as all know, so they have scales and breathe through lungs. Okay, so the body have scales. They are cold-blooded. Even they also can't regulate body temperature. That's why we find no snakes or reptiles during winters. Okay, they are not found because during winters they go on hibernation. Okay, so most of them have three-chambered heart, same as that of amphibians. But crocodiles have four-chambered heart. They lay eggs with heart covering in water. So they lay eggs, but the coverings are harder. Okay, so example we have snakes. We all know about snakes. Turtles are there, lizards, crocodiles. Okay, so these all animals has been included in reptiles. They have something in common in them. That's why they have been placed in group reptiles. Okay. Then let's move towards aves. What do you mean by aves? As I already told, it's birds. Okay, so they are warm-blooded animals. Now comes warm-blooded. And what do you mean warm-blooded? It means they can regulate the body temperature. It's not that we don't find pigeons, crow, ostrich or sparrow, dog, whatever during the winters. Okay, they can regulate the body temperature, so they are found throughout the year. They have four-chambered heart. So everything is evolving. Okay, everything is evolving and becoming advanced. They breathe through lungs. They have an outer covering of feathers. That means they can fly. Okay, they have some peculiarities. But most few birds, they can't fly due to their body weight. Okay, and why they can fly? Because they have one more peculiar features. That means their bones are hollow like a pipe. Okay, and that helps them to fly easier. They have two forelimbs and are modified into wings for flying. And they lay eggs, as in the case of other vertebrates. So example, we have crow, we have sparrows, we have pigeons, we have ducks, stork, ostrich, and we can include various other birds also. So they also have some common features. Okay, so we call them Aves. Now let's move towards the last one, that is mammals, or we can say mammalia. So they are warm-blooded animals, as in the case of Aves. They have four-chambered heart. We also have four-chambered heart. Even lion, tigers, okay, elephants, they also have four-chambered heart. But we have categorized them with one gland, that is mammary glands. Okay, so they have mammary glands for production of milk to nourish their young ones. We don't find these mammary glands in other vertebrates like birds and reptiles, amphibians. Okay, we don't find mammary glands in those organisms. Okay, they simply lay eggs and leave it. Okay, they don't nourish, they only helps or cares. Okay, but mammals, they have mammary glands and they nourish the young ones. Okay, the skin has hairs and sweat glands. Okay, we have hairs and sweat glands. What do you mean by sweat glands? Okay, sweat glands. So sweat glands help in regulating body. That means pasina. Okay, we remove that sweat from that gland only, okay, to regulate our body temperature. And most of them give birth to their young ones. But there are few exceptions case like platypus and okay, so some lay eggs like echidna and platypus. Okay, they are mammals, they have mammary glands, but they lay eggs. Okay, and few other examples we can mostly say cat, dog, tiger, lion, elephants, humans, bats. Bat is also a mammal. Okay, even whale is also a mammal. In spite of the features that they can fly, bat can fly, but they are mammals. And whales, they live in water, but they are mammals. That means we have been categorized according to the mammary gland. They have mammary glands. Okay, so this was all about vertebrates. So we have talked about invertebrates and both vertebrates. That means those organisms which have spinal cord and which do not have spinal cord. And we also talked about the link. That means the link between invertebrates and vertebrates. That means protochordate, balanoclasses. Okay, the animal balanoclasses. Okay, now let's move towards the last part, that is nomenclature. What do you mean by nomenclature? Nomenclature means giving name. Okay, so namkaran. Okay, as for example, when a baby is born, we give him or her a name, particular name. Same thing is done to name a organism also. Okay, so all living organisms have been given scientific names which can be used to identify them anywhere in the world, not a common name. It is in scientific names. The system of scientific naming organism is called binomial nomenclature, and it consists of two parts. The first part is the name of the genus, and the second part is the name of the species. Okay, the system of scientific naming or nomenclature we use today was introduced by Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, so every organism has been given a scientific name, not a common name, like human beings. We are human beings, but the scientific name of human being is Homo sapiens. So Homo is a genus, and sapien is species. Okay. Another we have of nomenclature of scientific name of snake, king cobra. We call it Naja. Okay, Naga. We have of lion also, tiger also. Okay, Panthera leo tigris. Okay, so various organisms or various animals have different scientific names by which it is known. So this was all about nomenclature, and the chapter which we discussed about classification or diversity of living organisms, we have classified plants and animals also. Okay, so this was all about diversity of living organisms. Thank you.